Thanks for coming out, you guys. It seems like it's turning to fall quickly, isn't it? Summer in the daytime, fall at night now. This is that season. Well, we're going to start tonight off with a bunch of our original music. And then I kind of have structured it. Like I said, I was a music teacher. So I've kind of structured it to go through our roots then. We're going to go kind of chronologically through some of the blues roots and where this music kind of comes from. And then talk about some stuff about the pandemic and all. It was really fun making a record in the pandemic. I'll tell you all about it later. Very interesting. So anyway, well, we'll play a bunch of the music off of the new record here and a few off the other ones. This one is called Gone So Long. Ooh. Ooh. Trouble gonna follow me, be a good friend of mine. Left my mama crying, made my daddy weep, but the devil smiled as I laid my head down on his lap to sleep. And now I'm gone so long. I'm gone so long. I'm gone so long. Can't find my way back home. I once had a man, gave me his last name, loved me once upon a time, but it will never be the same. Gave me a home and a child of my own, gave me something beautiful that I had never known, but now I'm gone so long. I'm gone so long. I'm gone so long. Can't find my way back home. Clouds gather round me in the blue skies above. Rain come pouring down to wash away all that I love. Nobody's fault but yours, the gypsy woman yelled. And I watched the water wash me down to the bottom of the well. And now I'm gone so low. Yeah, I'm gone so low. I'm gone so long. Can't find my way back home. Can't find my way back home. Can't find my way back home. Thank you. I have no idea where that song came from. Melissa was asking me where I get a lot of my songs. A lot of my songs are definitely real life things. That one is just a total story I made up in my head. I don't know. I just had a picture. Sometimes I see a picture and I think of a story that goes along with the picture. And I think I had a picture in my head of like a totally, it'll eventually be a music video, I'm sure. But like a gothic, southern gothic, evening, like out in a swamp someplace, and like total just like witches and stuff. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Just a woman who is like just lost and trying. I suppose there's a story in there somewhere. Maybe I felt really lost that day. Maybe I was feeling really like my life was not going anywhere or something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But that one's actually getting some radio play on Sirius XM, so that's really cool. On Bluesville, so if you guys listen to that at all, it's been on there. That's really a nice step as an artist to get radio play. We turned it on one night, just randomly, 11:30 at night, and it was the first song I heard. Just came, I said, let's see if we're on the radio. And it came on, so that's pretty cool. So that's new for us.
How do you feel about hearing yourself on the radio?
It's cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Plus, you get paid a little bit of money. So it's residual income, you know? It's stuff that just comes in the mail. That's weird. All right, so this one I'll do next for you guys is called Fool for You. I write a lot of songs about bad relationships. I did not start singing this kind of music till I was about 35. I'm 43 now, so it was a little before that, 34. But I didn't start writing till 35-ish. So I had a lot of bad stuff to work through from my college years and high school years, I suppose. So there's a lot of stories about bad guys. This is one. This is called Fool for You. Sometimes the pain of this love is unbearable. Hits me in waves like the sea. In my mind I see your face and I hear your voice. You're like a hurricane slowly storming me. Didn't ask for that kind of power. It was I that gave it to you. And it kills me that you had to wield over me. But there's nothing I'm able to do. 'Cause I'm a fool. Only hurt myself. I'm a fool. There's really no way you can prove that your love is real. You're committed to me, then she's the one that you're committed to. So I take whatever you give me, even though it's never enough. And the tears I cry for the pieces of you I'll never be able to turn. 'Cause I'm a fool, only hurt myself. I'm a fool. To myself, there's something I'll never see. 'Cause I'm not even sure where to stand with you or where you want me to be. Am I deep in your life or outside of it? Can I be both of those places at once? You want a whole lot of me, a little bit of that time, 'cause all of me's just too much. And I'm a fool, only hurt myself. I'm a fool. I made my own hell by loving a man who's got somebody else. I'm a fool for you. I'm a fool, only hurt myself. I'm a fool, and I made my own hell by loving a man who's got somebody else. I'm a fool for you. I'm a fool for you. Thank you. I suppose I should introduce this guy.
This guy.
This is Mark Lamoine over here, ladies and gentlemen. He is my business partner, songwriting partner. We've been playing together for almost 9 years.
I drive the truck.
He drives the truck. He loads the stuff in, yes. Babysits my kids once in a while.
I'm the babe magnet. Why do they always laugh when I say
I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. All right. I debated whether I put this at the end or now, but this next tune was actually the first single off the record. I wrote it. There's a Winston Churchill quote called "When you're going through hell, keep going." And I think that's a good advice, right? You don't want to stick around in hell like, oh, it looks really great down here. No, keep going. Just keep going. Nothing to see. So from that, I got carry on. I struggle with anxiety and depression. I have a lot in my life. Not so much, not too bad anymore, but earlier in my life, had a lot of anxiety and depression. And, you know, it hits me every once in a while. When you have anxiety, just sometimes you go, what did I do to deserve this today? I have no idea. So, you know, I still get it. I had a panic attack on stage at our CD release party with John Bream, the critic from the Star Tribune, in the audience. And so I thought, this is great. How am I going to get through this? And I did. And I told him after that it happened. He said, I didn't notice. I said, well, that's good. There's 35 years of experience there, John, trying to get through panic attacks without people knowing you're having one. So I write a lot of music from that perspective. A lot of my songs, you know, either from the really black parts of it or the parts where, you know, you're just picking up and moving through it and carrying on. And so that's what this song is about. And, you know, I could a little bit about the story here about my life is that my mom was the church music director growing up. So I spent a lot of time in church and with gospel music and stuff. And I did not get into this kind of blues music until, like I said, about 10 years ago. But I always knew Aretha Franklin. We were talking about influences before. I didn't realize that somebody like Aretha would be an influence for me early in my life. But as I got into writing music and incorporating, you know, my faith and spiritual aspects in it, I thought, wow, Aretha did that really, really well. She brought it right into your house, like right over the radio, and you just were like, man, there's something special about this woman, and everybody feels it. And you know, I don't think you can deny Aretha's power that she had, and so that's one of the things I really love about her, and that I wanted to capture when I write, especially this kind of song. These, you know, like an uplifting tune like this. I say a lot of my songs are kind of, you know, about bad relationships and whatnot, but you know, every once in a while I come out with one that's not. Mark always gives me a hard time about that, but
How many songs can you write about relationships?
all of the songs. There's lots of people who made good careers out of that. Every country artist ever. So that's where this song has a definite gospel tinge to it. There's a music video if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool. It's we made it during last summer, right? Yeah, last August. At my friend's beautiful barn, but it has a theme to it too. It's there's two of me in that video. You have to go check it out. But there's the old me and then like the new me and the old me going through all of her problems and all the junk that she's going through, and then seeing herself on the stage as this bright, happy, on the other side her. So that's the theme. This song's called Carry On. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Trusted turn against you, and the crowd no longer sings your praise. All the gold you've acquired has lost its value. Run to him now, don't turn away, 'cause there's no mountain too high to conquer, no sea too near the end of a lifelong journey. Look to him now, don't turn away. And when the truth don't seem to matter, and peace just can't be found, don't worry, child, you just take his hand. He's gonna keep you safe and sound. 'Cause there's no mountain too high to conquer, no sea too wild to swim, no valley that can't be forged through. Just keep your head up and your eyes on him. Yeah, yeah, the Lord's gonna carry you across that river, shelter you through the storm, shield you from the heat of the raging fire, protect you from all harm. There's no mountain too high to conquer, no sea too wild to swim, no valley that can't be forged through. Just keep your head up and your eyes on him. No, there's no mountain too high to conquer, no sea too wild to swim, no valley that can't be forged through. Keep your head up and your eyes on him. Yeah, 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 the Lord's gonna carry you across that river, shelter you through the storm, shield you from the heat of the raging fire, protect you from Thank you. So I myself was a church music director for a while. After I taught music for 3.5 years, I taught band. So yeah, I know how to play a lot of instruments, a little bit.
Oboe?
A lot of them a little bit, yes. I can play oboe a little bit, or I used to be able to, I don't know. I taught for a while. In fact, I am homeschooling my kids now, but we have a community day. And when I went to the first community day, I'm tutoring a bunch of 7- and 8-year-old boys, and we had to do 2 truths and a lie to get to know one another and play that game. You have to tell which one you think is the lie. And I said, well, I've been on TV a lot of times. I can play 15 instruments, and I don't even remember. I have a lizard, I think I said, and they of course guessed the lizard. They couldn't believe, they're like, you know how to play 15 instruments? You've been on TV? So I'm pretty cool. So a bunch of 7- and 8-year-old boys now. So they have the cool teacher. You've been on TV. They thought I was lying about the lizard. I was lying about the lizard. Yeah. But yeah. So, but then after I taught for a few years, I got pregnant and had my daughter, and then I was a church worship director for a while. So still a band leader, just in a different way. Let's see, what we got next here?
I ain't tuning.
How about we do? You're not going to tune? Okay.
Wow.
He's kind of sassy.
It was amazingly off.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I'm supposed to talk a little bit about my background. So yeah, I grew up doing music. Like I said, my mom was the church music person. She encouraged me, or forced me, aka forced me, to do piano at 4. 4 years old, I started piano. I think the first time I sang in front of people, she said I was 2 at church. And so piano has just always been there. I've always been a pianist. And then all those other instruments I just kind of picked up along the way, trumpet and trombone and all these other things. But I grew up in a very small town in northern Wisconsin, and I was always the town wedding and funeral singer because I needed one, so I was it. So that's kind of what I did. And the family still calls me to do weddings and funerals. So yeah, my whole family, I'm still doing that to this day. But yeah, so music just always been part of my life. And my mom was very conservative, very religious, so she did not really want me to listen to much beside the Gaither family. But my uncle, her brother, was the rebel of the family, and he bought me my first little radio. And he was always the one to get me the next technology thing for music. So my first CD player, my first Walkman, all those things came from my Uncle Larry. And he was the audiophile. He loved every type of music. So I listened to the Traveling Wilburys and Deep Purple and Blackberry Smoke and Emmylou Harris and Johnny Cash, and Lord only knows everything in between. Thank you for the background music, Mark. That's why I bring you along. He really loved everything, and so that's really where I grew to have a great love of different types of music. And of course, I was getting all my classical music from my piano training, because I had a really great piano teacher. She had gone to Oberlin College, and she was an amazing concert pianist. So lots of classical music on that side, and then everything in between. So except for what I'm doing now. No blues. There was no blues involved in any of that. I didn't know anything about blues until about 10 years ago. And that was a totally random thing. I was singing Aretha Franklin, Chain of Fools, at a contest in Burnsville, and a guy came up to me after and said, "Hey, my friend's starting a band. Do you want to sing in it?" And I went, "Okay, I don't know, have him call me." He said, "They're going to do that kind of music." I said, "I don't know anything about this kind of music." I didn't say that to him, but yeah, so they were doing blues, and then I just kind of dumped myself in it. I just found out I loved it. My voice had changed enough. I kept getting lower as I had children. Ladies, I don't know if your voices have changed, but mine kept getting lower. I think I gained a few notes on the bottom there, and it just kind of fit. I just loved it, and that was kind of the end of it. And then I ended up meeting Mark, and because he auditioned to be in the band, and the dog liked him. The dog, that's his story. He's the only one the dog liked.
I'm the only one.
But that's why you keep dog treats in your pocket. Maybe you'll get a job. Do you want to play? Mark writes some music too. Do you want to do your song?
Sure.
We write together. I do most of the writing. He helps me with when I get stuck and need some lines here and there, or gives me some good riffs and things here and there. But this is a tune that he wrote years ago, and then we redid it for this record. It's called Either Way.
This is the end of my marriage.
Do you want me? I ask. Such a simple question. What to say? Do you want me? I ask. Could go either way. Do you need me? I ask. He only turned away. Such a simple question. Could go either way. I am spinning in a whirlpool, going round and round and round, going down. And he ain't got nothing left to say. Either way. Do you love me? I cry. Now his eyes met mine. Such a simple question. Well, yes, I expect there was That's a sad song, Mark.
It was. It's even sadder when I sing it. Gotta be her.
Yeah, so yeah, it's fun to write together. She was asking about writing. For me, it's totally random. I'm gonna play you guys a song a little later that I just wrote this spring. I'll talk more about that later. But that one just popped out. So a lot of times they just pop out. Like I said, I only have 2 children. A lot of people in my homeschool co-op have like 5 or 6 children. If you have more than 2 children, God bless you. I don't know how you do it. I have 2, and that's enough. They're 14 and 10. And so I have just been a busy mom, and I don't have a lot of time to just sit down and go, now I'm going to write music. Because usually if I do that, I have to throw laundry in because everybody's out of underwear. So that's usually what I have to do first. So usually a song will come out, and I've written them in the bathtub. I've written them while the dishes are getting cleaned up. I just have songs pop into my mind during just random times. So I don't really have a process. I just get inspired. So let's do Envy. This one is one off the first record. And so when I first started writing, I didn't ever think I could write music. So I just started writing after I started this band. It was a cover band. And then I actually ran into a guy named Little Bobby. He's a blues artist from northern Minnesota. And
He's not little.
he's not little, I know. But he is blind too. And so he's an interesting guy. But he came up to me after and he goes, "Do you write?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I can't, I don't think I can." And he said, "You're a woman. You got lots to write about. You can write." And I said, "Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll try." And so I did, and it worked. But we actually went to Memphis with our first band for a competition that they have every year down there. And so I got really inspired in Memphis by going to the Stax Museum and just hanging out down there. And so I came home and I wrote some soul tunes, and this was the first one. This is called Envy. It's another broken heart story. But this one is about a woman. You can kind of take it both ways. There's a video for this one too that is kind of makes me look like a really bad person. But it can take it both ways. It can either be a woman who is looking at a guy who's married and she can't have, and she's wondering if he thinks about her and does all the things with his wife that he does with her, or it could be the opposite. So, but I like twists like that. You can take it however you want, however you feel. Ooh. You talk to her like you talk to me. Tell her that you love her. Say she's all you need. Oh, do you tell her she's the best thing you've ever done? Do you look in her eyes and tell her she is the one? Oh, and do you call her just to hear her speak? Talk to me like you talk to me. Do you touch her like you touch me? Do you hold her body close to yours as you sleep? Does she lay her head down on your chest? Do you put her lips to yours for a sweet kiss? Oh, and do you hold her hand as you me. And does the soul burn when she hears you sing? Oh, and does she feel a body ache when you leave? Oh, do you move her, touch her, talk to her, love her like you love me, like you love me? Thank you. I think the most important part for me about songwriting is to be able to write something that I can relate to, and that's really when I get into talking about blues here in a little bit. Blues is about life. Blues is about feeling everything, everyday things, everyday issues, things that everybody can relate to. If I can't relate to it, I don't want to sing it because I can't sing it genuinely, and you guys won't believe me. And that's really important to me because that's really important to me as when I go to listen to music, I want to believe what that person is singing to me. Unless I'm just at the bar. I mean, there's those, you can go to the bar and you can just be like, yay, this is kind of fun, right? And you don't care. But I want people to listen to me. So it depends on what you want as an artist. If you just, want to go out and do that, that's great. There's room for all those different things. But for me, this is what I like. I like telling you guys my story. And so all my songs are stories. We're going to do a new one for you here that I just wrote not that long ago. We just started playing it out, so it's not recorded yet. And another story song. Again, a lot about relationships, but I think everybody's been there. Even that last song, for me, doesn't have to be about being in love with a married man. It can just be like a guy who just is playing you. You think he's playing you, or what? Right? Like, what's going on? You're just that confusing. I get that. I've been there, and I think a lot of people have been there. So that's why I like relationships. Everybody falls in love and out of love and all those things, right?
And into pitfalls.
Yeah. So this song is called Old Flame. When you see me, you see me laughing. You think I'm happy with my new man. We look so perfect together. Everything seems to be going according to plan. I'm really good at hiding behind a smile, but I can only fool myself for a little while. 'Cause when I see you, I just don't know what to do. I don't want to hurt him, but it's so hard to hide the truth. All the memories we made come rushing through my brain, and it's just too hard for me to hide the pain. Sorrow flame just tears me up in two whenever I see you. Ooh, when you see me, we'll have a nice conversation. We'll keep it light, talk about old friends, smile at each other, and we can pretend that we're just old chums who fell out once and are trying to make amends. And if I try hard, close my eyes real tight, maybe I'll forget about all those times that you kissed me goodnight. But when I see you, I just don't know what to do. All the memories we made, oh, it's hard to hide the truth. I see you. Well, I'll keep it non-dramatic, even though it'll be so problematic, baby, 'cause I still love you so, even though you let me go. Thank you. Now, Melissa asked me where blues is going. A lot of people hear me and go, that's not blues, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Because there's a lot of things that the people think are blues and are not, that are. So we'll talk about that a little bit when we get there. Let's see. I'm gonna do a tune that's on the first record too. So I write all these songs about bad guys. You know, I had a lot of bad relationships in college. I went to a college in UW La Crosse down in Wisconsin, and all the bad guys were there.
UW La Crosse
Between
bad guy?
1996 and 2001. Yeah, I found them all, ladies. I found them all. I always tell guys though when I give you shows, I'm like, I'm not a man hater. I really like men. I have one, and I have a couple kids. So, but you know, it's there's a lot of stories to come out yet. So, but this one, I'm gonna play a song later by Bill Withers because it's one of my favorites. But I was listening to a lot of Bill Withers, and this song came out, and it's about me. I figured I better write a song about me being not a nice person, because I'm sure I'm not a nice person all the time. So this one's called Evil Hearted. I said my 14-year-old daughter probably thinks this is like her theme song for me right now. Evil Hearted. Oh, man.
Do the face.
What? This face? She's gonna. I'd say what my mom used to say, like, your eyes are gonna get stuck back there. Your face is gonna get stuck like that. Did your mom ever say that to you? Your face is gonna freeze like that?
I was the
Eyes
oldest
were gonna
child.
get-
My mom said nothing to me. I had targets of opportunity. There were 5 of us.
All right. Oh, babe, no, I've been bad to you. Oh, baby, no, I've been bad to you. Oh, you know I took your love and I broke your heart in two. I've never been no good. Always been the trouble kind. I've never been no good. Always been the trouble kind. Oh, you know I tried to warn you and be mad, but you already made up your mind. I'm a force of nature, baby. Hey, you can't stop this train. Poison arrow to your heart and a bullet in your brain. Nothing you can do will save me. I was born to be alone. Pray the Lord above have some mercy on my soul, oh, babe. Been so bad. I'm an evil-hearted woman. good man. Oh, babe, no, I done you wrong. Oh, babe, no, I done you wrong. Oh, you know I taste so sweet on your tongue, but I'm rotten to the bone. I taste like sugar on your tongue, but I'm rotten to the bone. I'm an evil-hearted woman. I don't deserve, no, I don't deserve no good man. Thank you. Did you leave me? I have 5 cats, so don't
I
get
got
too
2.
close to that one. I might take it too. My uncle, who I mentioned to you guys earlier, he is a huge influence on me, and he was the crabbiest man on the face of the planet. He had all kinds of, he was a bachelor forever, and then
What?
he had all kinds of health problems. But he had these 2 cats, and I already had 3 cats, and he passed away in last November. And guess who got the cats? Because I couldn't not take the cats. And my daughter, of course, was a bleeding heart cat kid. So we have 5 cats. And she's supposed to take care of them,
But
she does sometimes. Sometimes. Right, let's do Memphis. And then,
well, we will as soon as I
Or you're
finish
gonna-
the
you're
Eastern
gonna-
stretch.
Yeah. Let's see. What else can I talk about? What else do you guys want to know? Any questions or anything? I don't know. I always think I'm not that interesting, but
acoustic guitars and environmental temperature changes.
so let's see. What else? What else do I know about myself? This has been an interesting journey as an older person starting out in the music business. I think, in blues, I was saying earlier, like, I think you need to be a little older to get blues fully.
Oh, yeah.
But then there's also, kids have blues. I think that you just need to sing and do what I think that's really important with blues. Because, like I said, it's about real stuff. So I always laugh when I see 14-year-old girls singing "I'd Rather Go Blind."
Yeah.
Like, would you really, honey? I don't think you would. I think you'd be pretty mad if you went blind after some boy broke your heart. You're like, what? Now what? I lost my vision over this guy? Yeah, no, you
I
wouldn't.
think he was like so dreamy and he like doesn't talk to me anymore and he's like just really a turd.
Yeah, no. So anyway, so I always kind of laugh about that. I mean, you can have a great voice and sing those songs, but for me, it's important to be able to sing what I know. But and so it was good for me to start later with this kind of music. And like I said, I hadn't ever heard of it before. When I started in the band then, and I didn't play guitar till how long
Till
have
I
I
gave
played?
you one.
How long have I been playing guitar now?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
So I started way after the band, but I wanted another voice to be able to write with and stuff.
Well, I'm going to chime in there.
So-
The one thing that she did not want to do, seriously, the one thing she did not want to do was be the chick singer up front doing like this. And
With it unplugged.
yeah.
So you can't, you're not even plugged in.
And this woman is an amazing musician. She literally picked up an instrument that she said, this doesn't work for me. It's not linear. And you can hear her.
Well, thanks, Mark. But so when I did that, he used to run blues jams in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and so he would beg me to come down. He kept calling, please come down, please come down, please come down. And so finally I did.
Please.
And then
please.
there's actually a lot of really great musicians in Minneapolis, blues musicians, and a lot of from Chicago that had kind of moved to Minneapolis, and they were running this jam, and so I decided that I committed actually to going to the jam for every Monday for a year, and sometimes on Tuesdays too, on your other jam, because I really, really was dedicated to understanding what the blues was, and I did not want to enter it lightly. Because I think that that's a mistake that a lot of people make with blues music. I think a lot of people, forgive me, when they get older, they are like, well, I didn't make it as a rock player, so let's play blues. Because it is, it has a form. It's kind of easy. You can jam it with other people really easily. There's not a lot of chord changes, right? And so if you're just going to do that, you can do it. And I did not want to do that. I didn't want to do it just because it was easy. I wanted to do it because I really liked it, and I wanted to honor its past, which I will get into here in our next little portion here. So I did that, and I learned about, I went as far back as I could, started at the beginning, and then just kind of worked my way up through it and learned a lot from these mostly black musicians that were from Chicago that were blues guys, and it was wonderful. I learned a lot. That's the source, right?
And they yelled at
They
you.
yelled at me. They did, but they yelled at me.
You can't play no blues, girl.
No, they didn't say that to me. They said that to you.
Yeah.
No, but they yelled at me when they would yell at me nicely. They told me what to do. Because they challenged me, because they knew I was there for the right reason, and that's how I knew. Like, they made me cry a few times, but I think they wanted to see what I was gonna do, because Chicago ain't.
Fight back.
Well, yeah, you ain't gonna go to Chicago to a blues jam and have people be nice to you. Let's just say that. So that, because that's for real down there. And so they treated me, that was respectful actually to me. And then now they know I meant it, right? And now we see each other and they're like, great job,
Hey, Joy.
Yeah, I'm just one of the guys now, right? I'm one of them. So that was great. So I did that for a year, and then just really wanted to know. And so then, I figure one of my things I always tell these guys is know the rules and then break them, right? So you want to make sure you know the rules really well, though, and then we break a lot of them. But you want to make sure you know where you're coming from. So anyway, this song I wrote when we got back from Memphis on our trip to Memphis, and it's called Memphis, but it's about another bad relationship. But this one's actually about an abusive relationship. So for any of you guys who have been in I was in a mentally and emotionally abusive relationship for a long time, for like 7 years. And so that was the story behind this one. I don't tell a lot of that story on stage because it's kind of awkward sometimes, but in smaller groups I like to tell that story in case you have been there. The chorus, or the bridge on this song, is Keep On Rollin'. And for me that was always just, you get trapped kind of wanting to go back into it and back into it and back into it because it's in a weird way comfortable. And for me that was my theme, was just get out, keep rolling. So Memphis. Ready?
Memphis.
Ready? Rolling down that highway they call the 55. I ain't looked behind me since I pulled out of my drive. Darkness tries to swallow me as I think of what I've done. By the time I reach that Tennessee line, you ain't on my mind. And by the time I get to Memphis, I won't need you anymore. Left your ghost and his dirty words back on my front porch. No regrets, no time to spare, and now I'm moving on. By the time I get to Memphis, you'll be gone. Well, all my life I worked so hard for everybody else. You seem like the safe escape, somewhere I could be myself. But your whitewashed tomb, an empty shell, poison oozing out your mouth. the night's got nothing on the ice within your veins. And as that southern wind hits my face, I know this time ain't the same. No, I won't be going back again. Of this you can be sure. And a smile creeps across my face as your pedal hits the floor. And by the time I get to Memphis, I won't need you anymore. Left your ghost in his dirty words back on my front porch. No regrets, no time to spare, and now I'm moving on. By the time I get to Memphis, you'll be gone. Yeah, gotta keep on rolling, keep on rolling, gotta keep on rolling on down. Gotta keep on rolling, keep on rolling. I gotta keep on rolling on down. Yeah, I gotta keep on rolling, keep on rolling. I gotta keep on rolling on down. Yeah, I gotta keep on rolling. I gotta keep on rolling. I gotta keep on rolling on down. By the time I get to Memphis, I won't need you anymore. Left your ghost in his dirty words back on my front porch. No regrets, no time to spare. Now I'm moving on. By the time I get to Memphis, by the time I get to Memphis, you'll be gone. Oh, thanks, you guys. We'll take our break now. You guys will be back in about 10 minutes. We'll delve into the blues a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go back now to the beginning here. I kind of set this up. I love this because you guys get to be my class.
Go to the very
I do miss teaching a little bit.
It's a very nice place to
Yeah. We're going to go back to the 1800s, so we're going to go back to the beginnings of the blues here. Now what do you got going on? Oh my gosh. Everything's falling apart over there. You all right? He likes to be loud. Okay, good now? All right. So, if you know or you don't know, so the blues is it's a Black American art form based on spirituals and really slave music is what it's based on, and so this is where we get into what it is and what it's becoming. So if you go way far back, field hollers, things like that. That's where Gone So Long, actually, the very first song that I played, that's where it came from. I lied. I did know where that song came from. I had been listening to a lot of recording. There's a guy named Alan Lomax who made a bunch of recordings with a microphone, and what was he recording with even? I don't even know. Just
well,
like a...
There would be a 2-track, great big tape recorder, and he would, it had big batteries. He would run it off the car battery. We're talking 1930s into the 40s. Yeah.
So I have been listening actually to a lot of his recordings, and he went around to a lot of folk artists and blues artists and stuff. But he actually made some recordings of field hollers, or like chain gangs, and so that's what I've been listening to when I was writing Gone So Long. But anyway, so you go back to slavery, and a lot of the songs and music that they brought over from Africa with them is what blues is based on. And so it actually has a form. It's based on mostly on a 12-bar form. It has chord changes that kind of go along with the 12-bar form. Usually the first, wow, you are just causing trouble over there.
Not meaning to.
Yeah. It goes 1, 4, 5. Those are the chord changes. That is the first chord, the fourth chord, and the fifth chord in the key. And so that's why I said earlier, it's easy to play because it's usually based on that 12-bar form, and you just repeat that form over and over again. Back when it was made, it usually started with a line that was repeated over and over again as well. So the lyrics were pretty simple. And it has a lot of it has a call and response form, which we're gonna do a tune here for you that kind of exemplifies that. So it would be one person saying, yell either. It could be a chant too. It could be doesn't have to be singing, but they could just yell out the line or sing the line, and then somebody will respond to that line. So call and response. And then there's a scale that goes along with it. There's a flat 3 and a flat 5 and a flat 7 in the scale. So that's a blues scale. So that's mostly, oh, that is an adorable dog. There's mostly the, I have ADD, I do, yeah, dogs and cats. Oh, animal, squirrel. Yeah. So that's about it, right? Am I missing anything there? So that is the basis of blues. Now you can, when do you think it was first recorded? Like 1908 or something like that? So after slavery really was when it became a thing. And so it has different types. There's different, there's country blues, depending on where you lived. There's country blues, subgenres, that's the word I was looking for. So country blues, Delta blues, which would be down, Mississippi, Piedmont blues. Where's Piedmont? Is that mountain? That's mountains, right? Yeah. So, and then eventually you end up with Chicago blues, West Coast blues, and then World War II came along, and then it moved mostly. It used to be mostly acoustic, and this is a resonator guitar. A lot of the guitars they had that as well. These are a lot of the guitars that used because they didn't need to be plugged in, and they could be really loud, and so. But after World War II, it went from acoustic over to electric, and that's really when it became more of a wider thing. Blues has really been fringe it really was a fringe genre for a long time. So that's why I kind of bristle when people are like about blues being mainstream. It really has never been mainstream. It's always, now. It really has been a fringe thing. Well, until Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, but
but that's a whole other subject, really. But really, after World War II, more white people kind of went, oh, blues, that's kind of cool. And then when you get to the 60s and 70s, then you get blues rock. And then it, which is a melding of rock and blues. But there's a saying that I love, is blues is the roots and the rest is the fruits. Because blues really is the basis of pretty much all American music. It comes from that. So we do owe a lot to our African American brothers and sisters for our music, and I really, really love it. We always joke. I'm like, I went through a thing in the 90s where I really loved like trance dance music because I was stupid in college. Like, that's total white music. There's no backbeat. That's very European. That's very German. Right? Like, that's European music. And then
Bach would have loved it.
Black music has a backbeat, and I've always been just attracted to that backbeat gospel music. And then you can go off into gospel music. Of course, gospel music, which I love, comes from blues. And then, R&B. So you can get into those sides. So we're going to start at the beginning here. We're going to do a few tunes for you. But we're going to start with a call and response. It's a pretty old one. When did I just look? When was it recorded first? 1930?
Yes.
Yeah, 1930. Blind Willie Johnson. And you can have a blues name. It's like your impediment, and then so you have to be blind or lame or.
You have to have a disability, the name of a president, and the name of a fruit.
A fruit.
So,
blind lemon and.
I'm gonna make a bad joke now.
Well, is it appropriate?
No.
Well, don't say it then.
Okay, never mind.
Anyway, this song, so a lot of it is based on spirituality, Bible topics as well, and this one is called John the Revelator. Am I on? I'm not on. I would like to have my guitar back on. Yeah, thanks. So this one's and again, not accompanied. A lot of it was not accompanied by instruments for a long time. So this one is not accompanied. So don't play anything. That means you don't play. That's really hard for him.
Wait.
Tell me who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Tell me who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Now tell me who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Oh, he wrote the book of the 7 seas. God walked down the hill one day, called Adam by his name. Now Adam wouldn't answer, 'cause he was naked and ashamed. Now tell me who's that riding?
John the
Oh,
Revelator.
tell me who's that riding?
John the
Now tell me who's
Revelator.
that riding?
John the Revelator.
He wrote the book of the seven seals. You know, Christ had 12 apostles. 3 he led away. He said, watch with me while I walk, while I go yonder and pray. For Christ arose on Easter morning. Mary Martha came down to see the resurrection. He said, go and tell my disciples to meet me in Galilee. Oh, tell me who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Yeah, tell me who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Tell me who's that riding?
John the Revelator.
Oh, he wrote the book of the seven seals. So that's a good example of call and response. Mark forgot some of his parts, but that's okay.
Come on. I was amazing.
So then you get into, again, with the country blues, and we're going to do tune by Robert Johnson, who was one of the very first blues artists to make recordings. And he's the guy who, I don't know if you know the story about Robert Johnson, but he sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads. That's what Crossroads is about. So he wrote that song.
Yeah.
He wrote the song Crossroads about selling your soul to the devil at the crossroads. So, but he died 27, right?
26 recordings. 26 recordings in 1936 in a hotel room in Texas. That's all there are.
That's
and yet
it.
this is one of the most famous blues authors out there. And yes, he died at 27 years
He started
old.
the 27 Club, right, basically, with all these people. So a little bit weird.
Got
It's a little
poisoned
bit
over
weird.
a woman.
But yeah, he really is. I mean, all that amount of songs have been recorded how many times?
Oh gosh.
And pieces of them. I mean, taken from. And that's another thing about blues too, is that there's pieces of all of them taken and put in other songs, so you can kind of hear the same themes throughout a lot of the songs, and a lot of the language, like, is in what do you call it? Like when I say a mule, there's another mule.
Metaphors.
Metaphors. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. A lot of metaphors. So like I say, another mule's kicking in my stall.
Figure it
There's
out.
another dude in your bed. Okay, so like, things like that. A lot of sex, a lot of that, but that's what they were dealing with, right? Real stuff. That's what people know. Very common things. So this one we're gonna do Stop Breaking Down. I'm gonna do it in G. Now every time I'm walking down the street, someone looking daddy start bringing down on me. Stop breaking down, baby, please stop breaking down. Step up, got stone and bust your brains out, baby. Woo, make you lose your mind. Always okay. We never know what our endings are going to be. We've worked together long enough, though. Like, oh, huh? Yeah, I don't know. You just stop. So we go from Robert Johnson now, influencing each generation here now. Robert, the first song was let's say Blind. What was it? What did I say? Blind Lemon Jefferson, I think. So then you have Robert Johnson, and then you have Muddy Waters, who is,
he's the guy that takes it from the Delta to Chicago. And
right.
makes it modern.
Right. Yeah. So you have that transition there, and then Muddy starts out in the acoustic and then brings it electric. So he's kind of the guy who moves that genre. And then you have, from there, the Rolling Stones and all of those guys go, whoa, Muddy Waters, right? And then they find Robert Johnson after, but they find Muddy first. I mean, Muddy's the guy. And then Muddy would eventually, we'll do a little more into Chicago blues here, but the Buddy Guy then takes it from Muddy and goes complete full electric, and then from there on we get rock and roll. But so we're gonna do a Muddy tune here. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. You know I love you so. Before I'll be your dog. Before I'll be your dog. Before I'll be your dog, I get you way out here. I'll make you walk alone. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down low. I beg you all night long. Baby, please don't go. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down low. Beg you all night long, baby, please don't go. Brought me way down here. Brought me way down here. Brought me way down here, down the rolling fork. You treat me like I'm your dog. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. You know I love you so. Say, baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. You know I love you so. Baby, please don't go down to New Orleans. You know I said I love you so. Thank you. So now we get into 50s and 60s here with Muddy. And as blues becomes a little more prevalent, more recorded, and it makes its way into Memphis. A lot of it got recorded at Sun in Memphis. And of course, Elvis Presley now is coming on the scene. And black people were not on the radio, right? They were not getting played on the radio, but a good-looking white kid could get on the radio. And Elvis really loved the blues. I actually just watched a Ray Charles interview, and the guy asked him, he said, "So what, Ray, is something about Elvis being the king?" And he goes, "The king of what?" They didn't really think much of Elvis. He really wasn't that great, you know, comparably to all the great black artists that were playing at the time, who were making this music, and then these white kids come in and steal it and make a bunch of money off of it. So we'll do one. This is not an Elvis tune. Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Well, Mama, she done told me. Daddy done told me too. Girl, that man you're fooling with really ain't no good for you. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Now I'm leaving town, baby. I'm leaving town for sure. Well, then you won't be bothered with me hanging around your door. Well, that's all right. That's all right. So that's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. Said that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right now, Mama. Just any way you do. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. That's all right now, Mama. Hey, any way you do. That is a Big Arthur Crudup song. Elvis loved Big Arthur, one of his favorite artists. So they copied a bunch of his songs and put them on the radio. And a lot of those people never got any credit for any of that. Another thing about blues, real quick, if you notice, one of the things about blues is that it has this repeating bass line. This is one of the bass lines. There's also, now we'll get into Chicago blues, there's shuffle. There's this repeating bass line. That's why you can jam with anybody, anywhere in the world who knows 12-bar blues. There's about 5 forms, and you can call it out, and there's certain endings to all the songs that you just kind of know. And
Blues changes in A with a lump.
yeah, yeah, you can call it out, and that's what you get.
Yep.
So now we'll go into Chicago. One of my favorite artists. This guy's named Junior Wells. We are now fully electric, and Chicago blues is my favorite. It is very sexy and very sweaty, and I love it. And yeah, so a lot of famous Chicago people. A lot of blues comes out of Chicago at this point. So we're in the 60s now. This is Junior Wells. This song's called Messin' with the Kid. These are standard. You can call out these songs at any jam, anywhere, and people mostly will know them.
And if they don't get to play.
If they don't, they don't get to play. But you could probably figure it out. Ready? 1, 2. You know what to do. Hey, what's this here going on around town? People say you're gonna put the kid down. Oh no! Oh, look at what you did. You can call it messing with the kid. You know the kid's no child, and I don't play. Says what I mean, and I mean what I say. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, look what you did. You can call me what you wanna. I called it messing with the kid. All right. So I have way too many songs picked out, so we have to move a little bit. We have to skip some. But I want to move into what influences me now. What I love the most is soul music, and Sam Cooke is one of my absolute favorites. And if I could do anything to sing with anybody in the world, it would be Sam Cooke. I love him so much. Him or Otis Redding, I'm not sure who I'd pick. But
Sam.
But so, you know, you can go into how blues transitions into soul music, and it's a pretty natural transition, you know. I mean, the backbeat is there. It's just I don't know how would yeah, urban. Right. And so Memphis, you know, when Memphis comes on, the Stax comes on the scene, that's when you and the really funny thing about Stax is the backup band was all white guys for the most part, except for Booker T.
Yeah.
So there were just a bunch of soulful people down there, but they started making this music. But Sam's not Stax, so Sam is
Motown, isn't he?
No, that's too early.
Oh.
No, it's before that. I don't even know where Sam was recording.
Oh, I know.
Atlantic.
Yeah, but he starts at Sun, and then Sam Phillips sells his contract.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So anyway, can't keep talking. We'll keep talking. We'll keep these people here until 10 o'clock. Yeah, we're gonna do a Sam Cooke too. Your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me, Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Now I don't mean to bother you, but I'm in distress. Has danger of me losing all of my happiness, for I love a girl who doesn't know I exist, and this you can fix. So Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me, Oh, Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Now Cupid love's wrong for me. I promise I will love him until eternity. I know between the two of us is what we can steal. Help me if you will. So, Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Oh, for me. Oh, Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Oh, now, Cupid, don't you hear me calling you? I need you. Oh, Cupid, help me. I need you. Cupid, don't fail me. Oh, oh, oh. Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart for me. Yeah, now we're getting into my territory. So we have to move though. We're gonna do my favorite blues/soul singer. The first song I ever sang at a blues jam was by this woman, and I love her so much. This is Etta James. We're gonna do the Etta James though for you right now. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, yeah. At last. Skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover the night I looked at you. I found a dream that I could speak to. A dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to. A thrill that I had never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can't call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I had never known. You smile, oh, you smile, and then the spell was cast. And here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. Oh, thank you very much. Well, I want to talk a little bit before we run out of time here. What we came here for was about making stuff during a pandemic. So we made Out of the Dark. We started it right before everything hit the fan. And we had gone into the studio one time as a whole band, laid down about 5 tracks, I think. The bass is of 5 tracks. And I'm pretty sure we all got COVID, like that weekend, because we were down, all of the symptoms that week, and that was in January. I don't care what any conspiracy theory, that I'm pretty sure we had it. It was here, right? Because we were like, bing, 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 all 5 of us. And we didn't know it then, of course. We had no idea what was going on. And so we just, everybody was really sick for a while. And then everything just started shutting down after that. And our last gig was March 26th, something like that. It was like right at the end when people were still like, should we be going out? We don't really know. I don't know. Well, we have a gig. Okay, we'll go play it. Like, nobody knew what was happening. And so then after that, everything just, of course, went away. And the record just got put on hold. We were supposed to release the record in June.
Release the record.
Yes. And of course, when you're, this was the second one. The first one got a lot of great press, and you're always hoping, of course, for better gigs and more stuff when you release another record. We had a real producer this time around. We got Kevin Bowe, who is Johnny Lang's producer. He's a very Grammy-winning producer, really great guy.
And ornery.
Or super ornery. But yeah, and so we really were investing in this. We had a crowdfunding campaign that helped us raise $15,000. So we had people that were backing us. A lot of expectations, and then everything just went kaput. So I think as an artist during that time, first of all, the first month I didn't do anything besides just be with my kids and just go, what is going on? And just survive the first month. I mean, I don't know what you were doing. What were you doing?
Cleaning my house.
Yeah, cleaning your house, yeah. He does have a day job too, but...
I do not.
Seriously, you get the comedy as well as the music with us. So I basically just, tried to get my kids through it. And then I didn't play any original music for a long time. I don't even know how long. I didn't touch my own music. It was so weird. I didn't write. I didn't want to play it. We eventually started doing live streaming from my living room because I couldn't stand to not play music anymore. I was dying. It's my therapy, but I could not play my own music. I don't know why. So we started doing a all request show on Wednesday nights. We did it every Wednesday, and then every Sunday afternoon we did a acoustic gospel and old blues hour. And we dressed up. Yeah, we did it. We made an event out of it. We really did. Yeah, John Bream put it in the paper as one of the things that people should be watching. It was such a weird time. It was like they're putting live streaming in the paper. Like, everybody watch these live streams. It's so weird. But that would really helped. I mean, that really helped. We dug into a lot of really old gospel, which I was going to play some for you guys, but we're running out of time. But we really dug into a lot of old gospel, which I loved because it really is super related to blues. I mean, a lot of blues artists and got their start in the church and in gospel. But that was really fun, and it was a real blessing to a lot of people. Still, people come up to me at shows and go, "You really, really helped us get through that. That was a really, really, really great thing." And I was barely getting through, But I mean, after we realized how great people were to us during that time with donations, it was amazing. So just it was such a blessing to even know that I cried a lot. It was hard and weird and with the record, we didn't know what to do because you have all these plans, you're going to promote it and you're going to do all these things, and then what do? You don't even know when it's coming out, So I think when we were able to go back in the studio, June, probably June, but we didn't go in together. We had to go in one by one and just do everything separately, which I don't like and hadn't done before, but we did it. And then the record came out in February. So we ended up finishing up and getting it out in February, right around Valentine's Day, the 12th. So, I think we're going to talk about good things that come out of it. You know, I try and teach my kids. We keep a little jar at home that I have my kids write things they're grateful for or good things that happened to them that day on, and we stick it in a jar. Because I think that's really important for all of us, is to remember the things that you do have, you know, when you're going through these times when you have no idea what's happening. But at least I could go, my kids are healthy. I had food to eat today. I have a roof over my head. I don't even care how small it was. Like, I saw a rainbow today. You know, anything. I tell the kids, just look for these things that you can go back and drag those pieces of paper out and go, yeah, there are good things. Because sometimes you can't see them, right? Because you're so in it. And you can allow yourself, and as somebody who suffers with anxiety and depression, you know, it's really important to keep myself focused on gratitude. And I was really grateful for Mark, and I'm grateful for, he raises his hand, really, me. And everybody who gave us their support, right? I mean, all of our fans who were there for us during that time, and I think that we, you know, it was a mutual thing for us, because it was just so strange for everybody, and it just was, music is so comforting to people, and that connection. That's one thing I really do love about the people I call them like friends, you know, kind of like, because they're like your friends, but they're your fans, you know, but they're really my friends, because we have relationships, and my fans they had relationships with one another, and that's really, it was really, really wonderful to create that kind of community within my own little, you know, this own little culture that I have created as an artist. And I'm really proud of that we have that, because really I really am all about empathy and love, and creating a space for people where we can just be together and not think about all our differences, but just come and listen to music together and just be here with one another. Remember that we really have so much more in common than we do different. And that's really what I try and do at my shows, is just create that space for people to come in and just feel like they're accepted, no matter who they are, what they believe, or any of that stuff. Because we really do. We're human beings. We have so much in common. So anyway, and that's what we did through the pandemic. And then when we got out, the record hit the Billboard chart because so many people bought it right away, and it was wonderful. And it's been really successful, even despite all the setbacks. And I really attributed that to that culture, that family that we have created. And I think I would give up. I don't want to be famous. I don't want that kind of thing. I would much rather have you guys sitting here with me today and us enjoying, you know, the community, right? Like the community of music. It's really, really important. So anyway, so I'm gonna, since we don't have a ton of time, I want to play one more song for you guys that I actually wrote in June. It's really weird. I named that record Out of the Dark, but I didn't have a song called Out of the Dark. But I knew I wanted the record to be named that. And I was just going to release it kind of as a theme for the record, but I wrote a song called Out of the Dark in June after all of the crap I had been through over the past few months, and I really think it was meant to be that way. And it's a really special song for me, because it really talks about my own personal struggles and my healing that I've been going through over the past few years, just dumping a lot of stuff out of my past and just becoming a healthier version of myself. I have chronic illness, just moving past those things and really and been healing from that, and then healing from all my emotional stuff and just all those things. So for me, it was very personal, but I think it was a much bigger message for the community too, that we were coming out of the dark, and that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark it might seem at the time. You can look up and see there's a light, and sometimes you just have to grab your faith and grab everything that all your strength, because you are so much stronger than you actually know. Just grab onto those things and move forward, whether it's a tiny step or not. Just take the next step and move towards the light. So I'm going to play Out of the Dark for you guys. Thank you so much for coming tonight, everybody. We really appreciate your attention and your... Does anybody have any questions before I shut up? I talk a lot, but...
You talk a lot. Don't all ask at once.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We don't have to have questions.
I love all the timeline of the artists and stuff.
Yeah.
If this was a longer show, who would we be hearing? Who would we feel that like?
Oh, well, Otis Redding.
Sister Rosetta.
Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Yeah, like the mother of rock and roll, definitely. I mean, I would love to dig into Stax a lot more and go deep into Stax. B.B. King, the Kings, the Three Kings, right? Yeah, like and
B.B. Freddie and Albert.
B.B. Freddie and Albert. I love Freddie King. Buddy Guy. I mean, there's lots. There's so many. So many. Yeah, so many places to go.
and mountain gospel.
And if you wanted to go into the gospel route, yeah, you could take off into gospel, hold about 5 different directions too. So, hey, thanks for the question.
Anybody else? Quick, go.
Okay. My seat's cold now. Didn't you warm my seat up for me, Mark? Jeez, you're falling down the job. Oh. Yeah, so I mean, as far as where blues is going, you can hear if you listen to my music. There's vocal inflections, there's chords, there's notes that are in there that definitely are blues. There's a certain way you do things. You also probably hear some Elton John in there, and a whole bunch of other things that I love. But there is a certain thing that blues music does, and that how it sounds, and how you sing it, how you phrase things. All that stuff is important, and we could talk about that for a whole other night, you guys. So, is that loud enough? So anyway, this is my anthem song, and I just wish for you guys that if you're in a dark place right now, just to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, because I've been there. And I just wish you love, and reach out if you need somebody to talk to about that. And you're loved, and you're here for a reason. So this song's called Out of the Dark.
Closing in, trouble breathing, air is getting thick, back is breaking, weight is too great to hold, brain is aching, trying to do what you've been told, crawl on hands and knees across the floor, feel your way towards any open door, cry out for help from above. Is there anyone? Is there anyone? So tired of feeling helpless, sick of being weak. No matter what you do, the light stays just out of reach. Spent so long in silence, too many years in chains, but you're not meant to live, wasting away in grief and pain. So release the lies you believed about yourself. Grab onto the truths that only heaven tells. Hold fast to what you know deep in your heart and yours. Coming out of the dark, dark. Coming out of the dark, dark. Forgive yourself for your past. You were too weak to stand. Let go of the anger, 'cause there's a bigger plan. You'll no longer be holding to what once held you down. And you don't have to be afraid anymore, 'cause the veil has been lifted. Your eyes can now see. Take all you've been gifted. Be who you were meant to be. Oh,
Joyann Parker.
Thanks so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much to Who Knows Gopher and everybody who sponsored this great event. Hopefully we'll see you again. We do have records up here if you'd like to buy CDs. Thank you.